Hello and welcome. Becca Moro here, sometimes known as the Posture Queen. Just inviting you to come and join me for a short yoga-based session designed to improve our posture, strengthen our core. I'll be taking you through a breathing practice today. Very important to establish correct breathing patterns. Most of us are breathing up here in our chest, which makes for very tight chest muscles, tight upper back, tight neck muscles, tight jaw. So we're going to be teaching you yogic breathing, otherwise known as belly breathing. And we're going to go through the basics, getting the pelvic floor and the transverse abdominus working, making sure our butt muscles are doing their job. This is a very low intensity practice, suitable for almost everybody. Now, I invite you to come back and practice what we're doing today over and over again. This little sequence we're doing is quite suitable for you to do every day, but you'll also get benefit if you only manage to do it once a week. It should only take you maybe 10 or 15 minutes, but remember, you don't have to do the whole thing. If you just want to come back and practice the breathing element, do that. If today you've got time to work on your pelvic floor and your transverse, do that. Little caveat, if you've got any injuries and you're not sure, always go and check with your preferred health professional to get yourself cleared. And even if you are fit and you feel comfortable to get started, make sure that you always move your body to the day. What does that mean? It means on any given day we show up different. You went out and did the gardening, you've got a bit of a twingy back, listen to your body. If something feels twingy or you feel like that's enough, stop and move on to something else. So I very much invite you to go inwards, listen to the messages that your body is sending. If you're not sure about something, stop or move more gently or more easily. And if you need, go and ask your health professional for advice. All right, let's get started with the breathing. And I think I'll take off my shoes. So I just invite you to come and lie on your back. And you can be either in a full shavasana, so legs fully extended, or you can have your knees bent, feet flat on the floor, whatever works for you. If you're comfortable, let's bring the hands to the belly, and I'm going to place a little diamond shape over my navel. The first thing we want to do is really just tune in and try and understand, how do you breathe naturally? You might never have paid attention to this ever. And it sounds like a weird question. Well, I breathe, I'm alive, I'm breathing. Yeah, but how are we breathing? Is all of our breath happening up here, or are we actually using all of our lungs in our breathing practice? So just spend a few breaths tuning in. Just softly closing over your eyes, softening the jaw. What do you notice? Are you breathing more in your chest or your upper back? Or do you naturally breathe all the way down to your belly? If you're not sure, open your eyes and look at me now. Watch me breathe. You'll notice my lips are closed. Step 1. Step 2, breathing in and out through the nose. Step 3, draw that breath down into the belly. So it's an inhale, watch my belly rise. My diamond is coming apart as my belly lifts, and exhale through the nose. Don't take another inhale breath until you've actually let all of that air out. And once you feel like you've got that belly breath going pretty well, I invite you to see if we can draw some breath out into our side rib cage and into our upper back. So it's an inhale down to the belly. Can we draw a little breath now, continuing that inhale through the side ribs? A little bit more through the upper back. And the last little bit, separating our ribs away from our sternum. And then we're going to let it all out. Are you impressed with my talking while I'm half breathing here? It's not easy. So inhale, belly, side ribs, upper back and chest. Feel all that breath filling up your whole abdominal cavity, and slow exhale like you're letting air out of a tire. All right, continue on. Now you're going to go away and practice that breathing in your own time. Really, it's fantastic to do it just before bed. Really helps you to relax. Now we're going to see if we can find our transverse abdominus. So transverse abdominus is this little area of abdominals that wraps around our belly and attaches into our spinous processes. So maybe just a little wiggle of the pelvis. We want to make sure our lower backs are nice and relaxed. So that's neutral spine. I'm not flattening my back. I'm not arching. It's pretty much just how I find myself. And this is a very quick run through. So it's an inhale, exhale. And on the bottom end of that exhale, let's see if we can draw that navel down towards this imaginary magnet in our lower back. Now, it's not easy to do. Are you holding? I want you to wiggle your toes, relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. Have you completely let that go now? Let's try again. Inhale, exhale, draw that navel to spine. Now you'll find the more you do this, we're going to waken up that neural pathway, the path from your brain to your abs that may not have worked properly for a very long time. Inhale, exhale, draw that navel to spine. Now imagine you are narrowing your waist, so we'll feel those little side tummy muscles drawing in as well. Hold, breathe, relax your jaw, slowly exhale. Let's do one more. Exhale, draw that navel to spine. Now it can be hard to find. If you're struggling, feel free to tap here. Wake up that belly. Feel free to even poke. Sometimes those tummy muscles, particularly if you've had a back injury or a baby and you've never done any after work in here, this can take a little while to wake back up, so don't panic. Let's try that pelvic floor now. Now for ladies, pelvic floor is the poo-poo element. Right up through the midline is the vagina, and here at this front section is your wee-wees. Now I say the word vagina, so if you don't like to hear it, I'm probably not your person. Let's take an inhale breath. On the exhale, let's find the poo-poo one. So imagine that you're drawing up that back line of your body. Just the poo-poo ones. You might find that certain parts are easier to find than others. And release. Inhale. Exhale. Find your vagina, pelvic floor muscles. We're pulling them right up the midline towards our diaphragm. And release. Inhale. Exhale. Let's find our pelvic floor ones here at the front from this pubic bone. Let's draw up towards our navel. Hold. Don't press that lower back down. There should be nothing else happening. Everything else is relaxed. Sure. And release. Inhale. Exhale. Find the poo-poo ones. Pull them in. Hold. And release. Now we're going quickly here. When you practice this on your own, inhale. Exhale, draw the vagina, pelvic floor in. When you do this on your own, I want you to hold a little bit longer. But again, making sure everything else is relaxed. And carefully release. Inhale. Exhale. Find your wee pelvic floor muscles. Hopefully they're slowly starting to wake up a little bit more. And release. Let's do everything together. Inhale. Exhale. All of your pelvic floor together. poo-poo, vagina, wee-wee, hold. Check that you're not holding tension anywhere else. Jaw, hold, pull in a little bit more, and slowly release. Just do a few little gentle windscreen wipers from side to side. Whew. Oh, I just had a little adjustment there. All right, next level, inhale, exhale. Let's find all of your pelvic floor muscles. Now, once they're in, I want you to see if you can draw your navel to spine as well and hold for a count of 10. Breathe, relax the jaw, relax the shoulders. Make sure you're not pushing that lower back down. All of the action is here. Can you pull everything in a tiny bit more? Don't hold the breath. And slowly release, little windscreen wipers. All right, I've taught you how to activate your transverse and your pelvic floor. Now you have to go away and practice. Now while we're here, let's do a nice little hamstring stretch. So lifting that right leg up in the air, taking hold behind the upper thigh, keep that knee bent and draw that kneecap towards your right shoulder. You can take a few nice little ankle rotations and back the other way. Relax the shoulders. Now if you want a little bit more of a hamstring stretch, you can straighten out that opposite leg. That's a little bit strong for me today, so I'm going to hold this one. I want to draw that tailbone back towards the floor. And if you want to straighten that leg a little bit more, you can. Oh, I've just got a hole in my sock, I just noticed. That sounds about right. Now if you draw those toes back towards your kneecap, feel how that feels when you're stretching that sciatic nerve. And then release that and feel how that feels. It's quite different. All right, now for a glute stretch, we're going to take that right foot on top of that left knee, pull the leg in, and then option to hold either the foot and the knee, or if you want a deeper stretch, thread the hands through, take hold of the left thigh. I'm going to stay here with the foot and the knee. You can let that left foot dangle, relax the shoulders again. I need a little gentle rock from side to side. Now if you've got tight hamstrings and glutes, it will affect your posture and give you lower back pain or contribute to lower back pain. So it's important to stretch. All right, release, let's change sides. Left leg up, take it behind the upper thigh, draw the kneecap towards your left armpit, draw that tailbone back towards the mat, and then flex the toe, see how that feels? Release the toe, see how that feels? A few little rotations, making some excellent noises here. And release. Take your left foot to your right knee, and again drawing in for a glute stretch. Thread the needle if you're wanting a deeper stretch, or stay with me where I'm holding onto the knee and the foot. Now you can do this stretch sitting on a chair. If this is too strong for you on the floor, sit on a chair, take your legs in exactly the same position, and then let your chest come forward. And release. Now while we're here, we're going to do a bridge. So bring those feet nice and close to your bottom, directly underneath your knees, arms by your side. Let's engage the core muscles. Take an inhale breath. Lift your hip points towards the sky. Pressing evenly through both feet and the four corners of your feet, all pressing into the floor. Open your collarbones towards the sky. And then a gentle squeeze of the knees just to activate those inner thigh muscles. Take an inhale. Exhale, let's lower one vertebrae at a time. A little windscreen wiper at the bottom. Just releasing off that back. And let's take that again. Lift, hold. Now option to take the bind. So if you want to clasp the hands behind your back and walk the back tips of your shoulders behind you, or you can take hold of a towel between each hand Again, still breathing. Squeezing through all 4 dot points. You want to release the hands first and then release one vertebrae at a time. And this time I'm going to draw my knees in for a little stretch. Now again, this is not a full workout. I'm not taking you through as many as I would if I was deep doing a class. So really how many repetitions you do of each thing is up to you. You know, the range for each thing might be as little as 2 or as many as 10 or 15. It's all dependent on where you are on your fitness journey and on how you feel on any given day. So listen to the body. If you feel like you want to do more, do more. If you want to hold something for longer, hold it for longer. All right, so let's take a roll over. I need to consult my notes. We are going to come up into tabletop position now. So hands directly underneath your shoulders, knees underneath hips. I want you to ground down through all of your fingers and the palm of your left hand. And we're going to take an inhale breath and gently float that arm up towards the sky. Now, option to follow your eyes with your hand or not. If that's not comfortable for your neck, just allow your neck to travel wherever you want. On the exhale breath, we're going to thread the needle and soften the shoulder towards the floor. Again, if that's too strong for you, stop here. We always listen to our body. Inhale. Exhale, reach through and lower. Inhale. I like to do about 5 rotations on each side. And normally if I was teaching a class, I'll likely repeat this twice because this movement really helps to warm up the upper back and open up behind the back of the shoulders. And you often find repeating something second time round really feels a lot better. And we're going to stay for the last one. Just draw that left hip bone back towards the right side of the room. And opening up through that upper back, deep breaths. And let's release. So we're going to repeat on the other side. And we're going to see what that feels like in comparison. So ground down through the right hand, take an inhale breath. Wow, a lot easier for me. What have you found? Exhale, thread. Inhale, open. Exhale, thread. Remember, we're listening to our body. If you don't want to thread all the way through because you feel tight, listen to your body. Stop where it feels appropriate for you. Inhale, we time each part of the movement with the breath. Exhale. And last one, inhale. Always interesting to compare both sides. Stay here and hold. Now draw that right hip bone back towards the left of the room. Nice deep inhale, exhales through the nose. And let's release. You can always float that arm back up before you release. Now from here, we're going into what we call puppy pose, but effectively it's a kneeling downward facing dog. So reach those hands forward, soften the chest and head towards the floor, tailbone up towards the sky. And any pinching in the shoulders, just soften the elbows down until that stops. If you can, you want to really reach those fingers forward. And if you want to increase the stretch, you can allow your eye gaze to slowly look up towards your hand and feel how that changes what's happening in your thoracic spine. At any time, if that feels like it's too much, draw the head or the eye gaze back towards the chest and or soften those elbows. So it's all up to you. Using that breath to open up through the upper back and the exhale softening everything down towards the mat. This is the down dog with no leg interaction. And release. Let's come all the way down to the floor. Okay, locust pose. Oh, we're going quite well here. Let's have a look. We've done breathing. We've done puppy pose. Oh, we haven't done cat-cow. Let's do that now. I think that leads much better into locust. So come back to tabletop. These are the menopause sessions, so you know anything can happen in any order here. So again, tabletop, ground down. We want to inhale, send the collarbones and the eye gaze forward just to what's comfortable for your neck, tailbone to the top of the sky, and then we tuck the tailbone under first, separating every vertebrae, pushing away from the floor and then chin to chest. Inhale, send the collarbones forward, elbow creases forward, and eye gaze wherever is comfortable, and then tuck under and press away. Again, timing to the breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Excuse me for coughing. One more, inhale, exhale. Now we can come all the way down to locust, just lowering to the floor, arms by your side, feet hip width apart. We're going to press down through the top of the feet until the knees lift away from the floor and feel the muscles down the front of your thigh switch on. Squeezing your butt muscles together. Let's tighten those tummy muscles, we've woken them up. We're going to inhale, lift the chest away from the floor, eye gaze just in front of your mat, and really opening the collarbones forward. Everything is active here, upper back muscles, all that whole back line of the body. Make sure you're breathing and release. How long should you hold? Again, for some people it's 3 seconds, for others it might be 10 or 20. Listen to your body. Eye gaze to the floor. Again, press the toes down, lift the kneecaps away, squeeze the butt. Inhale. Option 2, lift the arms away from the floor. Breathe. And again, work to open the chest forward. But again, tuning in. If your neck feels cranked, draw that chin down. Breathe. And release. Turn your head the other way. A nice deep breath. And eye gaze to the floor, same process. Press the top of the feet down, knees lift, butt active. Let's lift that chest, arms, and then optional legs. Now this is super strong. You may not be ready for this one yet. You could try the option of leaving the hands on the floor and focusing on the leg, or even just having one leg up. So many different options here. You choose. And release, hands underneath forehead. Windscreen wipers of those legs in reverse this time. And let's come up into Sphinx pose. Elbows underneath shoulders. Yes, I can remember the name. We want to press the legs into the floor again and then open that chest forward just like a sphinx. And slowly coming up. Let's take a big step forward into a hip flexor stretch here. We're going to tuck that pelvis under and then allow ourselves to come forward. Take your hands behind your back, clasp, press down, and then open that chest forward. Now if that feels too strong for you, take hold of your elbows. And then option to add in a side stretch here. So right hand or right forearm resting on the right knee. And we reach up and over. And let's change sides. Big step forward, left leg. Tuck that pelvis under first and then lean in. let's take an opening of the back muscle stretch here. Clasping the hands together, opening up through that upper back, chin tucked, and then left arm on left leg. Let's reach up with the right arm and over. Feel that lovely stretch down through that side body. Don't forget your breath. And release. There's always so much more that we can go through. That is a basic sequence. And look, everybody's got ailments. I've got injuries, you've got injuries, or you've got conditions that you're working around. So remember, with all of the stuff that we've gone through, there's usually a lower intensity. You saw me doing the locust. You know, you can lift just 1 centimeter off the floor and leave all arms and legs down. Same with a bridge pose. Just gently lift 2 centimeters off the floor. You don't have to go all the way up for your first effort. You know, same with the hip flexor stretch. Like, I've got bad knees. I'd probably do better if I had bothered to get my yoga blanket out and put that down for my knees, which I would do when I'm teaching yoga anyway. So think about how you can make adjustments to make that work. Even for the puppy pose where we were kneeling down, you might actually find that you do better using your chair, because you know your knees might not like that pose. Same with doing the glute stretch. You might find that you're better doing this on a chair, or the same with the hamstring stretch. So there's always ways to accommodate everything we did. I really just showed you, you know, the one that I most commonly use for most people, but you might find that you need to have some help to sort of get you where we were today. So enjoy, and I always love to hear from people, so message me if this sequence has been helpful to you or if you've got questions. And yeah, yoga-based postural sequence. I hope you enjoy it. See you soon.